All right, Richard. We sit here tonight. A couple of nights from now could be a pretty special one. What does the number 138 mean to you?
That'll be the career touchdown record.
What does that mean to you?
It's just it's an achievement that I'm very happy to get as a team. I mean, throwing that many touchdowns in a career as a quarterback's really, it's what you can get playing a video game. You don't really know if you can get that in real life. And probably I think it's exciting for the team standpoint too. You probably have about 30 receivers saying they caught a touchdown in that record for the school. It'll be a record for the school and in the state, and it'll help put a small school like Yuma Catholic on the map.
Now, you already passed the school record for touchdowns this year a couple of games ago, but you grew up in this Yuma Catholic family with your dad, Red, as the head coach. You talked to me before the season started about growing up with some of these other really talented quarterbacks that you saw that were leaders on this team. Did you ever see yourself being in that conversation and even surpassing some of them?
Yeah, growing up, I always wanted to be better than say Jaden Cleary. At one point, he was the best there was. Growing up, I said I'm going to be better than he was, and Gage really set the tone, and I said I'm going to be better than Gage was. Gage set the tone in a lot of records. He broke a lot of them, and that was my mindset, that I'm going to be better than him, not only breaking records but as being as a team, and trying to take my team farther and take my team to doing what we can do.
Being a part of this program, what has it taught you? What are some of the things that you got from some of the quarterbacks that were before you, leaders on this team, not just quarterbacks, but other leaders? What did you take from them, and how has that helped you in your journey?
Well, really, when you get knocked down here, it's a matter of you got to get up or you're going to go downhill. So when you get knocked down, you lose the game, whatever goes on, you get back up, focus on next week, and you get it done again. Last year, we took a loss in the regular season at A.L.A. Gilbert North, and we had a bunch of kids step up, seniors last year, and it just showed that once you go down, we're going to go back up. There's no going back down for us. We're going to step up, and that's the mentality I got to take throughout this week.
You mentioned the program and putting Yuma Catholic on the map with something like this. You guys have already kind of put yourselves out there by getting to the state title game the last couple of years and what you've done before your time. So when you go out there and every time you throw a touchdown, what does that mean for you, for the coaching staff and this program as a whole?
I just feel like schools should start realizing that, hey, there's kids down here in Yuma that could play. Hopefully the next quarterback after me has the same mentality that I'm going to break that record, and hey, it goes back and back and back for years to come. And that's all I can wish, and hope this team builds off of it. And it's not only my record. I really do believe that it's the team's record. I mean, if you look at any statistics and you see someone that breaks a 6A quarterback's record and throwing the yards, you're going to wonder how he does it. And then you're going to look into the school and you see that we got guys that could play. Last year we had guys that could play. This year we have guys that could play. They're young. They could be young. They could be seniors. It doesn't matter. We have guys down here that can play. I think it's finally time for people to start seeing that.
So what can you say about your team and this coaching staff? How much credit do you give to these guys and your dad sitting over here too?
Well, it's definitely the receivers and the O-line. I mean, without that O-line, I don't get the ball off, and those receivers really come down with catches, whether they're great balls or whether it's not a very good ball and they go and make a big play. Coaching staff's always there to bring me up and help me throughout the way, play calling, all this stuff, and get me ready through practices. It's really a whole team thing. It's not just me.
We've talked before the year too. Sometimes you can get some pressure being the quarterback, no matter what team you're on, but you're playing for a prestigious school in Arizona that you guys have had a lot of success, 4 state titles. Being the quarterback, is that something that you kind of grasp? Is that something you like, having kind of a target on your back, knowing that, there's other teams known like, oh, it's Richard Stallworth, he's going to break a record, but do you take on that pressure sometimes?
Yeah, in practice I want to take it on. If the scout team they want to talk some smack and they want to bring it to me, I take it on. And from coaches, I take the pressure. From my dad, even take some pressure. And it's nice knowing that some teams, when you go back, they got to practice for me. They got to practice for us. And going back and forth I like taking on that pressure. I want to rise up to it and show them that I can handle it.
How do you make it seem like you're still for the team? People, there's noise. People could be like, oh, could be all about himself. He just wants to break the touchdown record, which we know you're not like that. How do you make your teammates know that you are a team player and that's not what's on your head? What's in your head is a state title. How do you present that to your teammates?
Oh, they know that. I don't even talk about records at practice. During games, I'm trying to get them pumped up, trying to go. I don't care if we run the ball. I don't care if we throw the ball. No matter if we win, they know that I'm for them. No matter what people can say in the stands, they can say what they want. But the team knows deep down I don't talk about records. I don't talk about any of that. If I get them, I get them. If I get them, it's their record too. if I could put the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks on that record, I would. I wouldn't just leave my name.
Awesome, great to hear. And then, how much do you like having that role, being the quarterback, the leader of this team, and knowing that you could break a record, but it's really going towards this team? How do you like that role? What's that feel like to you?
It's a great role to have. I mean, some of these kids look up to me, knowing that's the reason they're going to keep playing football, and that's nice that you get to have this chance on to see this next quarterback coming up behind me. I got a chance to talk to him, get through his head, and prepare him for when I'm gone, so he could step up in my role, be better than I was, and take on some records of his own.
So you have the number 4 on your jersey. Everyone knows that's Richard Stallworth, but what does the Shamrocks mean on that jersey across your chest?
Well, we're a family out there. When we walk out on that field, we're going to play together. We're going to play for each other, and there's no breaking a bond like us out there.
Now, you had a chance to break it last week on the road. You guys, you told me you had a rough game. You guys just going to get the job done, but you get to come back now a week later, back at it, try to get that win, but you can have a chance to do this in front of the home crowd, in front of your friends and your family, the Yuma Catholic family. How much more special might that be to do it at home?
Oh, it'll definitely be special at home, but going into this game, I'm not worried if I'm going to break that record. If we go and run the ball, score 6 touchdowns on the ground, I'm not going to worry about it, because if we win the game, we win the game. That's all that matters to me. Buckeye's a very good team, and we're going to do what we have to do to get it done.
And so you mentioned that you don't care how you get the job done. You're bouncing back from a loss, so the win's more important. Now, we talked before the season about that state title that you guys are chasing. You've come up a play or 2 short 2 years in a row. So at the end of the day, where does that rank ahead of, even if you got to this record and passed it, and how special that would be, but where does the state title rank in that?
I mean, if you hand me a state championship ring and say, it's okay, you didn't break the record, but I'll give you a state championship ring, that means more to me than anything. I mean, I get to win it with some of my cousins on the team and with family all over the place, bring a school another state title. It's not only, now it's just not a personal record for my name in the books, it's the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks that are in those books with that state title.
So you go into this game Friday night, when you step out on this field, the number 1 goal is a win. But if you walk off the field with this record, what's the emotions going to be like?
That's just another bonus. I'm going to celebrate with my family, celebrate with my team, and then I'm going on next week. I'll celebrate Friday night, maybe a little bit Saturday, go Sunday, Monday. Is next week's on. We're going up against Buckeye or Glendale.
When coming off a loss, what's the main focus going into this week, this Friday? How do you bounce back from a loss?
We fixed what we did. We didn't play very well. We fixed that. We go into this week and show Buckeye. We're going to show Yuma, and we're going to show how we can play.
And then how is this week could bouncing back from a loss launch you to another successful, run down the stretch, getting into the postseason and chasing that state title?
Well, that taste of that loss in your mouth never is good. So we don't want to. I know I don't want to feel it again. I know a lot of these players on this team don't want to feel that again. So we're going to take every week slow. We're not going to look ahead. I got Buckeye this week, and next week, once it hits Sunday, I'll look down to see who we got next. But as of right now, I'm focused on Buckeye, and we got them on Friday.
And the taste in your mouth from a regular season loss doesn't amount to the one you've had in the state title game the last couple of years. So you talked about that before the season too. That taste you'd never want to have again. You're trying to show these younger guys too that you don't want to feel that. You got to take it one game at a time. But at the end of the year, what's the best way to get there to that top and get to the top of the mountain again?
Well, never quit no matter what's going on this season. We lost last week. We can't let that define our season. That's a good 5A school, and yeah, we didn't play very well against them, and that's not an excuse. We got to come back and show them how we really play. We got to go back in our practice field, fix what we've done as individuals, and then come back together as a team and fix what we do as a team and get back out there on Friday night, hook it up again, fix our mistakes, go back out next week, fix them again.